Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you have time, please give this video a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might want to see it, and leave us a positive comment in the comment section. So today I'm going to answer a question that I got that I thought was rather interesting. This is actually a two-part video because one portion of this, the woman was asking me questions from the standpoint of the Aquarius. So I'm going to talk about right now the Aquarius. And then the second part will be in the second video, and it's basically for anybody. So her question was, she said that she was in a relationship with an Aquarius for a couple of months. It wasn't a great relationship. It wasn't the worst relationship. It was turbulent, meaning they got along sometimes. They had a lot of little, tiffs. The Aquarius was shut off, not very communicative. They had a couple little issues. And then the Aquarius is a guy, she's a woman. He disappeared. She's a Sag, he's Aquarius. He disappeared. He ghosted her. Disappeared. Totally blocked her and just disappeared. So she's having a real difficult time with this. She's been ghosted before. And I think most of us have, I would venture to say, but she said that this one really hit her hard because they had been talking for months. And they had other little tiffs, and she wasn't expecting the Aquarius to just disappear. She thought they would just have a tiff, and the next day they would go back to what they were doing before. So she said that she wanted me to answer this question for her. And I said, okay. She said, do Aquarius feel bad or think about the people that they ghost or leave behind? So she wants to know, do we think about these people? Do we feel bad? If it's a ghosting thing or if it's a breakup, it doesn't matter. Do we have any feelings, I guess, of remorse or regret or nostalgia or missing them or anything? And the answer is no. Not at all. Not at all. The Aquarius is happy that you're gone, to be honest with you. It really depends, and I'm gonna keep this real because I don't want people out there thinking, oh, maybe the Aquarius misses me or they're thinking about me. I want to keep this really real because a lot of people come to me and say this, and it's sad to me. It's really sad because here they are thinking and hoping that the Aquarius is thinking about them and maybe one day it's going to come back, and the Aquarius is not. Except for under one circumstance, which I'm going to talk about. Most of the time, when an Aquarius leaves, if they ghost or discontinue a relationship, it's not for no reason. A lot of people think that Aquarius just disappear because they're just mysterious like that. And that's really not the case. Aquarius ghost or break up with somebody because there's something about them that we can't stand. It is frustrating us. And whatever good we're getting from the relationship, the bad, the cons are outweighing the pros. Remember, Aquarius is logical. And we do feel things very deeply, especially if we like somebody. So we have a tendency to put up with somebody. I've noticed Aquarius put up with people that we like a lot longer than we should. I've noticed that. So by the time we're ready to break up or we're ready to ghost a person, a lot of times what we're feeling is frustrated, angry, fed up. So the Aquarius is not missing you or feeling bad. The Aquarius is happy you're gone at that point. At that point, they're so pissed. They're so frustrated. We're so angry. We're so irked with that person that we're glad they're gone. We're glad. It's like a relief. Okay? And I'm telling you, I've been through this situation so many times. I remember I was dating an Aquarius. And oh my God, the Aquarius was driving me crazy. It wasn't a good relationship. And she was living with me. I was so tired of her. And I kept asking her to leave. It took 3 months for this woman to get out of my house. She had somewhere to go several times and chose not to leave. I was so fed up with her. She finally left. Okay, now This is the one case, like I said, when an Aquarius will think about the person and might feel bad. Because I did think about her. But why did I think about her? Because I was lonely. I didn't think about her because, I really wanted her or I wanted her to come back. I thought about her because I was lonely, because I had lived with her for a year. We had lived together for a year in my house. And once she was gone, it was so quiet, and I was lonely. I missed having somebody to talk to. I missed having a companion. So when she called me, I did answer the phone and we talked. Like, this was a couple months after that. How about she was having some problems where she had moved to? She had gotten another apartment and she was having some problems with the landlord. And I let her come back like an idiot. I let her come back. And the same exact thing happened. The same relationship problems, the same frustration, the same irritation. I wanted to choke her all over again. And it took 3 months to get rid of her again. After that, I refused to even look at her, much less talk to her. Because I was just like, just on the off chance that she catch me slipping, I'm not speaking to her no more. And that's basically what happened. So the Aquarius might think about the person if they're lonely, if we're bored, if we're going through something like that, then maybe so. And that's that person. Usually that's how that person gets back in. But generally, whatever severed us in the first place will sever us again. And I've experienced that time and time again, because when the person comes back, they usually haven't changed. Neither one of you usually haven't changed. It's only been a couple months. How much changing can you do in a couple of months? So when the two people come back together again, it's the same dynamic all over again. That's why I don't recommend the revolving door. And some Aquarius do the revolving door, like I said, when we're lonely, when we're bored, something like that. Now, the only other time you may see an Aquarius feel bad or think about the person that they have left is if the Aquarius had very deep feelings for that person. If the Aquarius had feelings for that person, we will always think about them, even if we don't talk to them anymore, even if we never see them again. When I told you guys about the Taurus had 5 kids. She and I were together off and on, here and there, for about a year, then a 4-year gap, and then I saw her again, off and on for a year, and then no more. That was it. But I've always consistently, since the day I first met the Taurus, I've always consistently thought of her. I am very smitten by her energy. The only thing that changed was that in the last go round, I realized that I could not be with her. That no matter what, even if she changed, if I changed, I could not be with her. I realized our paths were not going in the same direction. So as much as I cared for her, and mostly I really cared about her kids. Her kids were the only kids of a lover or somebody I was in a relationship with. Her kids were the only ones that I allowed myself to be close to. And I think more so than me really wanting to be with her, I think I was more attached to her kids because I helped them with their homework, and I was a teacher, and they were going through ups and downs in life, and I grew to love them. I grew to love them very much. And most of the people that I've been in any kind of relationship with, I've always maintained a distance between me and their children because I wasn't really committed to their parent. And I feel like if you're not really committed to the parent, you shouldn't do that to the kids. That's not fair in my opinion. They get attached to you, and you get attached to them. So the Taurus, I really wanted to have a family with. I wanted to marry the Taurus. I was so into the Taurus. I almost say I was in love. I was that close. If she had played her cards right, I would have been in love. I just kept holding back because I knew something about her. It wasn't going to work. So I never fully gave it all the energy to her. And I had already been through that with Voldemort. So I already knew if I gave all of myself to a person, it would be extremely painful if I had to sever ties with them. It's easy to sever ties you don't have feelings for. It's easy to sever ties with somebody you've been dating for a couple of months. It's easy to sever ties with somebody you don't like that much or somebody that got on your nerves. That's easy. But if I'm in love with that person or gave my all to that person, I've grown attached to that person, then it's a problem. And I've only had that experience with Voldemort and with the Taurus. Everybody else, by the time, because remember, I dated a lot. I dated a lot in my 20s and early 30s, mostly my 20s. And I've ghosted a lot of people, and I can't remember most of their names. I can remember little scenarios, maybe a flash of where we were, or a meal we were eating, or a place we were at. But I'm telling you, it's whole people whose names I can't remember that I dated for months. Because I was so detached, and I was dating them, but not really into them. So it was like, I can't even remember many details about their lives other than like one or two things that really stood out. So if you're wondering, does the Aquarius feel bad or think about you, the chances aren't really very high. And like I said, if they do, it's more than likely for a selfish reason. Somebody thinks about you because they're lonely or because they're bored, or they think about you because their significant other isn't treating them right. So they start thinking about, what you guys used to do. To me, that's selfish. That's selfish as hell. They're only thinking about you because of what they need. They're not thinking about the times they laughed with you, or the way your hair was, or memories of you or things you did together. They're thinking about their own needs, and to me, that's not cool. That's selfish. Now, if they're thinking about you because they were truly in love with you and y'all just couldn't get it together, that's a whole different thing. But like in this case with this young lady, they were only dating a couple of months. I doubt very seriously that Aquarius was in love in a couple of months. And if that Aquarius does think about her, I really doubt very seriously that it's for any reasons that are not selfish. So I would let him go. He ghosted me, I would just let him go. Keep it moving, dude. Let it go. And even if he tried to hit me up, because sometimes, like I said, Aquarius will come back. The Aquarius will get bored or lonely, and they'll hit you up like nothing happened after they ghosted you for a year. I wouldn't. Nah, dude. Thank you. I would probably, if that person hit me up, I would probably try to get the closure I wanted. I would probably ask them, like, why did you leave? What's up? But I would not resume that relationship. Because, again, they came back normally for selfish reasons. Now, if I was in love with them and I knew they were in love with me and they came back and I was willing to give it a go, possibly. Very, very few. I would say out of the Aquarius situations that I've been in and the Aquarius that I know, 98% of the time, it's a selfish reason, or they never think about you ever again. And no, they don't feel bad because they were frustrated with you. They're glad you're gone. The other 2% of the time, they may have selfish reasons, or they may have actually had deep, intense feelings. And that's only 2% of the time. The other 98% is going to be one of those other. Like I said, in my case, it only happened twice. So I wouldn't sit around hoping that the Aquarius is thinking about me. I would feel like if the Aquarius decided to ghost, then the Aquarius need to keep it moving. Deuces. I would do whatever I had to do for myself because it's painful for some people. Some people who have abandonment issues, I've noticed, or some people who are just sensitive, they will get very hurt and upset about this particular issue. And this woman is one of those people. And in the next video, we're going to talk a little bit more about her feelings. Okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to get a reading done, please email me because I'll be glad to give you an appointment. And come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.